Okay, what's good? This is From Brazil with Love, and I'm here with, I swear to God, the last part of my Dragon Ball Evolution video. I believe this is part 5. Now, as you can see, I changed my clothes, I shaved. We are in a different day. This is a different day. I'm over my little hangover because I had a mean headache after my movie night. But I want to clear some shit up because apparently I was watching the videos now that I'm back to normal, and I realized that I didn't really bash it that much, and I don't want to start bashing it now. um, but it, I want to speak more of a Dragon Ball fan. I spoke a lot as a regular person, because if you were to look at this not as a Dragon Ball fan, it's not a bad movie up until the end. Like I said, up until the last fight, it's a okay movie. I mean, you don't the shit that really throws people off is the changes in the stories, and the fact that Justin Chatwin did a bad job at playing Goku. Um, so if you don't really know who Goku is, his douchey attitude could be accepted. Um, what I had a problem with, as a Dragon Ball fan, a big Dragon Ball fan, is the fact that the environment was completely wrong. The whole setup. There wasn't one. Um, like Dragon Ball takes place on Earth, but it's an Earth that not only houses dinosaurs, it also houses talking animals, animals that walk like bears, and dogs that walk on their back legs and wear clothing, and humans accept that. So it's like it's normal. Um, so they didn't even get into that, and what happens is it hurts any chance of a good sequel. There's a lot of main characters in Dragon Ball that are animals. Okay, there's Oolong. There's whatchamacallit, damn, Poor. There is even Chaozu. If they ever introduce Tien, it's gonna be hard to accept Chaozu because he's like 2 feet tall, and he looks like a doll. They didn't really set up that kind of like magical environment that Dragon Ball is. The only thing is people airbending, which is garbage. I don't want. If I want that, I'll go watch M Night Shyamalan's Avatar movie. So how are you gonna make a Dragon Ball Z movie without King Kai? You can't. King Kai is a giant cockroach. So if you don't set up now that there's animals that talk, King Kai has a pet monkey that runs around. He has a grasshopper named Gregory that talks. I mean, it's supposed to be accepted, and it is because we followed it from day one. Now, if you don't set that up in this movie, how in Dragon Ball 2 or eventually Dragon Ball Z are we going to accept that? We aren't. Another thing I didn't like how Lord Piccolo was, first of all, used too quickly. He should have been saved for Dragon Ball 2 if you were going to plan on a Dragon Ball 2. Could have used Pilaf as the villain, because Pilaf is the most important villain in Dragon Ball. Even though Lord Piccolo is the most badass villain, Lord Pilaf is the most consistent. I mean, Lord Pilaf is the reason Lord Piccolo came back. He took him out of the containment vessel. Um, so I like Pilaf a lot. I think he should have been in this one. And if you wanted a different villain, you could have used the Red Ribbon Army. They could have been the villain in the first movie. How is fighting an army not badass? So he fights Piccolo. Um, I didn't watch the end like after they resurrected Roshi because the website I was watching it on kind of restricted me from watching a certain amount, which is cool. I mean, I really had enough of it. Which what I think is, I'm not sure. They could have maybe had Lord Piccolo lay an egg somewhere, or I don't care. But what needed to be done was Lord Piccolo needed to set up that Piccolo was coming, and I don't even know if they did that. You could comment and let me know if they did. If anybody else watched this piece of crap. But I had a problem also with, I said, Lord Piccolo. He wasn't in there too much. He got beat really quickly. Lord Piccolo is mean, green fighting machine. Um, Another thing, Goku was not ready to fight Piccolo at all. There was no way. Gohan trained him very little, and Roshi trained him really quickly on the way to collect Dragon Balls. Like, the training on a moving vehicle does not equal good training. I mean, Goku trained all of Dragon Ball just to fake and barely beat Piccolo, and had a harder time beating Piccolo Jr., which is the Piccolo we know. Um, so that wasn't really, didn't do it for me. Another animal character I didn't mention was Mai or May. I think it's May. She has a partner in crime, which is this really cool ninja fox, and he would have been cool to see also, because she's out there doing shit on her own. She could have had a little henchman. Didn't like what they did with the tournament. I think the tournament was just like a sub, not even a subplot. It was just mentioned, and you see it once, and it doesn't impress me at all. The tournament is supposed to be the biggest thing in Dragon Ball. Um, it's he enters the tournament 3 times. It's where his training is for the tournament. Like, in the beginning, he's just trying to be strong. When he finds out there's a tournament, that's how he becomes close to Master Roshi. That's how we meet Krillin, another character that should have been in this movie from the get-go, but not. Um, Yamcha. Anyway, talking about the training before I get a little out of it. Hold on. So the tournament, and then the second time in the turn, he kind of wants to better himself because he loses the tournament 2 times. One to Master Roshi as Jackie Chun, and the second time he loses, I believe, to Tien. Yeah, I don't know. So, and then eventually he beats Piccolo. Yeah, he loses to Tien in the second one, which is like a photo finish type of shit. Um, but the tournament is important. The tournament is what fuels him to become even greater, and he meets all these wonderful characters in the tournament. He meets Chi-Chi in the tournament. Actually, no, he met Chi-Chi before, but he actually meets the older, hot Chi-Chi in the tournament, and marries her at the tournament. So there's a lot of important shit in the tournament, and it was very underused. Um, I talked about Yamcha. No, I didn't, but Yamcha, he was okay. I mean, he was a little too cocky. He's supposed to be super shy, especially around Bulma, but I accepted it. I like the voice, actually. It kind of reminded me of the cartoon. Um, Bulma was alright. I mean, she had guns. A lot of people didn't like that, but if you were to watch Dragon Ball, the first episode, she does shoot Goku the first time she sees him because she thinks he's a monster. And then he throws a car at her. So that was cool. So she has guns. I mean, she's supposed to be a tough chick or a really annoying bitch, but she's cool. Um, what else? I said there was no Krillin, which is sad, but there was also no Tien. I think Tien could have been mentioned, or that maybe they're saving him for the second one. I think Tien could be a good bad guy for the second one. The whole Crane School could be a good um, villain in the second one, but we'll see. Um, Goku as the Uzaru, CGI was horrible, really badly done. Same thing with Shenlong. Shenlong was horrible. I think I could do a better job because I used to take a class in college for Maya. I think I could do a better job than that, seriously. He didn't talk. He wasn't this godly presence that he's supposed to be, with a deep voice that's fearsome and scares people. No, he was just a little worm flying in the sky. It was like, hey, bye. Um, the Uzaru was ugly. The Uzaru shouldn't have taken any orders from Piccolo because it was an Uzaru. Um, I'm almost running out of time. Um, and the whole backstory that they show you in like 5 seconds, Piccolo. First of all, so Piccolo sent Goku on the meteor to Earth. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but all right. So originally Piccolo had fought and destroyed the Earth using an Uzaru, but it couldn't have been Goku. So it's pretty weird. It's pretty, like, I don't really want to get the point of it. I and let me just say that the only things I liked about this movie, because when I was drunk I said I liked it a decent amount to give it a 6, was that they went their own direction and they did a lot of stuff that was just like, you know what, I'll accept it. Master Roshi's little island, that was cool. Um, the high school thing, I accepted all of that because they were kind of just like, fuck this, I'm making it a Dragon Ball Evolution movie. It's its own thing. But then at the end, why try to make it look like Dragon Ball again by making them fight in a rocky area and have. So that's what kind of threw me off. It's like 2 separate movies. It's like a decent movie that has nothing to do with Dragon Ball, and then a really bad Dragon Ball movie at the end. And I should really give this a 4 just for them, because of the ideas. They were interesting, but didn't cut it for me. So From Brazil with Love, sign.